Yeah, I'm in
Lord.
Atlanta. I don't hear that.
They're gonna start calling you one of the good ones, brother. You better be careful out there in the
The
streets.
second somebody call you that, you run far,
It's
fast,
happened a
full
few
stop.
times to me.
I've never heard that ever.
You've never heard that?
No one has ever said that to me.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
See, I think that just means I'm not being black
No. To be fair, I haven't had white friends since high school.
It'd be
Who
like
I've
that.
had
It'd
in high
be
school, with one exception, I have had to. I don't even talk to my godmother anymore. She's white. We stopped talking about 10 years ago, with good reason. Now everybody wants to run around.
I'm gonna have to clean my Discord.
What do you gotta clean in your Discord?
I'm in a Discord called Just Good Old Alcoholics, and I'm like, I don't remember joining this. I don't even drink
Sorry,
that often.
what?
Exactly. With my dad's. You only gonna make that joke because you know how bad it is. Okay, I do see some black people in here, so I know I'm safe.
I do see some black people in here.
What is some? How many? And what do they look like?
Well, you better check them amounts, son.
Right? I'm only seeing like 3 people chat in here so far, and one of them is black, and then the other 2 have like, I don't know what I'm gonna describe that. What is that? A bunny? A cat with glasses. Okay.
So you can't tell.
Nope. We'll go with ambiguous for that one.
Not ambiguous.
I mean, to be fair, they're a cat, so.
They're a cat. I mean, I guess that really nails the head there. At least I know where they're gonna lay.
Are we on child mode like last time, or are we good to go this time? Oh wait, it didn't select, so I had to go in manually and do it. There we go.
Not allowed
That's
to chat.
weird. Okay, so now chat, you should be good to go now. I'll have to see if there's a button on StreamYards to select that ahead of time. But now there should be.
I've never had to deal with that before. Usually with the channel settings, we'll just do it automatically.
I might need to go mess with my channel settings then.
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
Oh, the joys of reproducing.
I mean, to be fair, reproducing is fun.
Which one of y'all needs to change your batteries? I just heard that shit. Which one of y'all needs to change your batteries?
Guilty. It's because the door was open for a second just now. That thing been
I am a smoker. Those get taken out of the house.
Right, look, that's what I did. I have a smoker living in my attic. I know that she's conscious enough that she's gonna award me if there's a fire. But like,
a fire hazard though. Hey, imagine trying to record voiceover. And my voiceover studio is literally across the hall from where I'm sitting right now. So I'm still right next to it.
You have to time the pause every like 45 to 50 seconds.
Or, just change the battery.
I keep forgetting.
Bro, no, like, especially if I hear that like 5 or 6 times, I'd be ready to go ballistic. Like, that's just me.
See, the upside is during the day, I can't hear it because it's downstairs.
It's not like a soothing melody to you at night to where it's just like beep, beep.
I can't hear it.
It's called black noise. Like, you know how there's white noise? That's black noise. Like,
exactly. That's all it is.
That's just, and it's so funny too, because like one of my favorite things to do is like when I'm on TikTok, like on the black side of TikTok, and I randomly be watching videos and look in the comments, and you just see people calling like creators out for not changing their batteries, but they're trying to have like a serious conversation.
I've seen it. See, luckily now, see how the door's closed now. Now you can't hear it. And again, I'm upstairs most of the day, so it's out of sight, out of mind. The one upstairs, we just changed the batteries because it was doing it.
That's crazy.
Ooh, there we go.
I love how literally, like, as I'm trying to prep and get ready for the show, I see, they announced Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and I'm like, why do you need a third one? Why not just keep making content?
Lies. You lying to me.
I played the first
not. It's on
one.
Twitter. They dropped a trailer an hour ago.
I played the first one and I really enjoyed it, and then I hated the second one because it felt like it was just DLC for the first one.
It kind of was. A lot of stuff they were supposed to do for the second one. 30 minutes ago. Hold on, let me text Lloyd right quick. Because
I'm about to pre-order this.
Because we've been for years talking. It's like, you think, and we said it when 2 came out. We was like, we don't need a 3. We just need y'all to drop the DLC.
That's what I kept saying. Yeah.
And just whatever you would do with another one, just put it in the game. They're trying to make Xenoverse the Dragon Ball 2K.
Right? And like that was the thing, is I remember playing like what was that Dragon Ball Tournaments game that was like the fighting style that eventually got up to like
Budokai and all that?
Budokai.
There we go. Yep. And it got up to like the Cells arc, and I was mad that they never got into the Booze arc at that point. And then by the time they released the game for the Booze arc, I was like, I'm sick and tired of these games. I've already
you just play Sparking now. That's literally the spiritual successor. Like,
yeah, Sparking Zero was that. I think the problem with Sparking Zero was that like so many individuals thought Sparking Zero was going to be like this thing that Bandai supported for the longest time, but like once after the first couple weeks, people fell off real quick because like fighting games have evolved to where it's just nonstop button mashing craziness, where it's just like nobody can have fun at that point. So it was just kind of like, why are you like no one's really that stressed?
It is a mix. As someone who grew up playing Budokai and Tenkaichi games, it's a mix. It's a mix of people who jumped in this game having never played a Budokai game in their lives, thinking it was going to be easy, and so they're complaining because characters aren't balanced and all that stuff. It's like, we were like, if you played the old games, characters weren't balanced. That was part of the beauty of it. And then it was also another mix of people who was like, well, the new people who are willing to stick with it, they have a cheat because they can change the controls and they can play with the quote unquote modern controls. And it's easier for them and everything. And so people got mad, and then there was updates that people didn't like, and it has a heavy fan base still. Lloyd has over, I don't know how many hours anymore, but it is a lot of people definitely fell off in the first few months.
Oh, Oba looks so good. Oh, he looks so good.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, looking at this trailer, it just looks like Dragon Ball Heroes.
It really does. I think that's the problem, is that like so many American fans never got like to enjoy Dragon Ball Heroes, so like they're willing to let it ride, and it's like that's cool and all, but like
or if you have Nintendo, you can just get Heroes.
Let me pull this up real quick. I'll make sure I have it. So like, this is gonna be interesting.
Oh damn! I forgot about Heroes,
bro. What?
It's been a minute. I haven't I haven't indulged myself in Dragon Ball in like.
Yeah, but Heroes is one of the things that like not everyone got. So it's just like,
yeah,
there's that lack of attachment. Plus, when Heroes came out and they were just like, everything's canon, I was like, no. Well, no,
that's what
I know. Way too much Dragon Ball for my own liking, but that's what happens.
I was looking for more like Dragon Ball stuff after binging Super, when like I watched the movies and I was like, oh, let me go watch the TV shows, and the TV shows were the same thing as the movies, and then I was like, what's going on? Okay, Dragon Ball Heroes, and I'm like, okay, now what the fuck's going on? Where the fuck did Goku 4 and Dragon and Blue come from?
So Heroes is essentially just a bunch of what ifs.
Yeah, it's what ifs plus multiverse on crack.
Plus multiverse, right? And the thing with Dragon Ball is there is now officially no canon. There's just continuities. Several continuities, because that way you can fit all the movies, because a lot of the movies don't fit in with the show.
So you do the movie continuity,
fit all the what ifs,
continuity, and then you do the
what if, whatever, which is different from.
I miss the good old days when it was just like, look, every movie wasn't canon. There was a few people who fought over Bojack being canon, and that's it. And I was like, I miss those days. I wholeheartedly miss those days, because there was arguments that you could make that Bojack was canon and you could fight about that. But like, I think I blame Super. I think Super is the problem. Super got too convoluted. They said, hey, now we're going to let Toriyama cook up his own version of Super Saiyan 4 before he kicks the bucket. And I'm just like, I don't know if we needed that. Damn it.
As a very much Dragon Ball Super hater, I am okay with letting Super take the fall for that.
Yeah, I hate Super. Like, because maybe it's just maybe it's the forced Toonami rap version of the theme song for GT, but like because they kind of milked that black coded era of Dragon Ball. But like, I really enjoyed GT. Like, people hate on GT so much, but it's like, genuinely, GT was so good if you were willing to fuck around with weird shit and be down with that weird idea of it. But it's like the diehard fans couldn't get down with it, and we ended up suffering for it. And it's just like, why?
See, I think one of the when it comes to GT is a lot of people didn't actually watch it.
Yes.
And so I remember ran with what everybody else said.
I remember they did the little Game Boy episodes for him, for your Game Boy Advance. So I remember only watching like 4 or 5 episodes on there. And one of my favorite ones was the one when like Vegito went Super Saiyan 4 for that one, because he'd skipped through 3 and never saw him with the long hair or anything.
Oh yeah, Gogeta, yeah, when he just skipped over that, yeah.
And I was like, I love that. He don't need 3 because they talked about that being a power waster. Go straight into 4, and then I love the concept of 4 being more like primal and everything to their like pre-Super Saiyan form. I was like, it makes so much sense.
You would think 3 at some point would be able to be figured out to where 3 wouldn't be such a power waster, but they never figured that out. It's kind of odd.
I think they went to 4 and said 4 is cool. We're not even going to worry about 3 anymore.
I love 3 thinking it's just a glass cannon. I can be super powerful, but then as soon as I get hit, it's just like I just got hit really hard by a pen.
Sorry, I keep just like getting excited for Oba, because Oba just looks so good. Like Oba Femi Mother. Like, I'm a WWE right now because they brought everybody black up from NXT, and I'm just like, I hate you for doing this, because I was ready to leave because I saw your bitch ass at the White House, but now you brought in everybody black, and now you're making me give a fuck. And it's like,
Unfortunately, I fell off of wrestling in the era when not long after Ronin popped in. So, yep,
that's fair. The bloodline was a little excessive for a lot of individuals.
Yeah, my time was ticking already. So my initial thing was, hey, if Undertaker loses at WrestleMania, I'm retiring when he retires. And so when he lost, that's when I was like, well, I'm checking out, because I already was barely watching. And so then I was like tune in here and there, and then like I just fell all the way off.
That's valid. Okay. So we got about 4 or 5 people in here. We definitely can get it popping, locking, and polka dotting. Let me pop down here. Recording is in progress. I'll have to do a little bit of cutting after the fact, which is fine. Beyonce having a baby. Bianca having a baby. Yeah, like that. I'm excited for Bianca. I do like. I'm a little mad at her and Montez because they went and said, "Hey, yo, she's already out on finger injury surgery leave for Bianca Belair, but so let's just get pregnant and extend her leave." And I'm just like, man, y'all couldn't wait. Y'all couldn't hold up a little longer. Because everybody in their mama kept saying that, like, if Rhea Ripley loses tonight at Mania, that means Bianca's gonna come out and square off against Jade, and like that makes sense. But I'm sitting here like, now we know Bianca's gonna be gone for the next like year and a half, and WWE is just gonna be paying her bills, because it's just like, damn, y'all really just don't want nothing there. Like Like, congratulations, but like, damn, that sucks.
Wow. She was bored. They had nothing else to do, and they made a baby. That's what happened. I told you. I told you. Making the babies is fun.
Well, and the thing is, we just saw that what was it? Naomi had her baby finally, which is great. So like that means that like once she's all healed up and back ready to go, she's gonna be back in the performance center getting ready. So Naomi will be back soon. But just the fact that we have to wait longer for Bianca, I'm just like,
wow,
damn it.
Okay. I know these people's names. I know what they look like, and it's because they're black. But
that's funny.
I'm just not watching, just not tuning in, and now I don't even have cable. So
honestly, like the minute Stephanie McMahon said that or expressed her frustration with the ESPN deal to the point that she even tweeted out, just use a VPN, no one cares. I was like, Proton, and now I just use my Netflix subscription. I use Proton VPN, and they don't say shit. And it's like, I already got to enjoy the fact that SmackDown is on Netflix via VPN in Canada. You don't have to watch it on ESPN or whatever the hell. So I get Raw and SmackDown on Netflix because of my VPN. And you can tell them I said it.
Oh, cool. Unfortunately, anyway.
You in Canada?
McMahons can bite me. Just all
well, here's the thing. I don't fuck with Vince and all that, but Stephanie, it cannot be argued.
She had a moment though, but
yeah, she had a moment for sure. But it's like it cannot like that. They even kind of like stressed this during her Hall of Fame ceremony on Friday. It cannot be argued that
Hall of Fame?
Yeah, she got put in the Hall of Fame on Friday.
Nice.
But like it can't be argued that her influence when it comes to elevating women in the culture cannot be fought. Like she's the one that got them from being divas to just be women in WWE. And I was like, yeah, I can't even argue that.
Yeah, I would never argue that. I feel bad that you got your family that you got though.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Your family is trash.
It's so weird because like it's not the layout. I don't know why this is a thing, but it's not the layout that I put it for. So maybe if I put myself on B side, I sort of fallen off for watching WWE, the whole Vince drama, but not for China. Yeah, I don't know why they haven't put China in the Hall of Fame yet. That still kind of irks my spirit. I don't know why they ain't done it. They still ain't done it.
Okay, you know what? Whatever.
Because they put Stephanie in this year, they put AJ Styles in this year because he just retired. Which I have a conspiracy theory that he was gonna go wrestle even after Gunther retired him recently, but they said, "Hey, we'll put you in the Hall of Fame if you don't go nowhere else and you work for us." And I was like, "You fresh off the ring and you go into the Hall of Fame, AJ? Like, not gonna argue."
It's kind of soon,
but that's a little fresh. So it was a little weird, but I ain't mad at it. And then Demolition got to put in this year, which I thought was kind of cool. So
yeah, okay. You tell her to not be paying no attention anymore.
Right. Triple H and Stephanie got together when he was still with China. It's in spite of her. See, that's petty. That's petty as hell.
If it is to spite her, then yeah, it's petty. Because that I do remember that.
That's petty as fuck. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this. What's going on, good people of the internet? It is time once again for Comics Unmasked, the podcast where a bunch of folks shoot the breeze and talk about comic books and such. We are back for episode 42. 42, folks. 42. We are here. We officially have as many issues as Miles Morales has ever had in any run of this series, and that's depressing. But we ain't gonna get canceled tomorrow, which is great. But we, funnily enough, we will be talking about Miles as part of the show today, which is kind of cool. But don't forget, folks, that you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, your mama's fridge, your calculator, everywhere, Amazon Music and Audible, iHeartRadio, if you like them. I don't like they. It's weird because the owners of iHeartRadio or iHeartMedia have donated to Trump before, but they also said they're anti-AI. So it's like, I don't like you. But good job. Like F you, but good job.
It's
so
like
it's complicated.
You, but you own everything.
Right. So it's weird. But my name is Jay Penumbra. To my left, we have Mr. Afro Baggins himself, Mr. 47 Jobs. B-Rex, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired. Everybody has been ordering for 420 and they are making me go into work at 5 a.m. and I am not enjoying it. But I did still find time to 100% Baldur's Gate this week. So I have officially finished that game in less than 800 hours.
Dear God.
Every achievement, 2.5 years.
That's a long time.
Meanwhile, we're stuck.
Here's the bonus of having a gamer girlfriend who games more than me. She found every exploit possible, and we finished honors mode way before we finished the achievement hunting. And so we had to go back through and redo the game multiple times. We could not play on easy mode because she made it too easy. I had to play on tactician, so we had some kind of challenge going on there. So
I appreciate the problem. We always have to play everything on the hardest difficulty, and so now we're stuck because we're too low level to be where we are.
Yep. It will do that.
It'd be like that. Well, let's give credit to where credit is due to Miss Stuck, Miss Hardest working woman out here in the streets putting in that work. Tashi, how are you doing today?
You know what? I'm actually doing okay considering. Y'all already know my friend passed away this last Thursday. Onaji Concrete Comics. I took some time off the internet just to kind of process everything and just deal with it because there's a lot going on this month. And I'm back. I'm cool. Still got through some stuff. Still got funeral and stuff at the end of the month. But you know what? Onaji would have been like, I need y'all to get back to work. So we're gonna get back to work.
Most definitely. I'm glad. It was definitely sad to hear the news. I was even talking to Lonzo, and it's it's crazy that you don't even be blinking sometimes, and that stuff just happens, and it throws your whole game off.
All the way off.
And we'll even keep it moving when throwing the game off, because apparently it has been discovered that Disney has laid off a good chunk of Marvel Studios and a few select individuals from Marvel Comics as well. Mm-hmm. They have cited streamlining operations, according to a memo from the new CEO Josh D'Amaro. The cuts will affect about 1,000 employees across all arms of Disney's media holdings, including studios, TV networks, sports, and experiences. So this is a crazy time. And it's so funny, too, because in the next 6 months, they're going to be well, we're at record profits, but y'all just fired all these individuals. And I'm just all right, that's great. I just find it very concerning, especially when there was even a rumor floating around that almost all of Doomsday was going to be AI, and it makes you wonder too, how much of this is going to be AI.
I find it super concerning because a lot of the things that I was looking up were artists that were getting fired and everything too, and some of these artists have been working with Marvel for 20 years on their cinematic stuff, and if you're going to go through and cancel those artists and fire those artists, you're going to lose a big portion of the people who made those MCU movies look fantastic, because those artists were also comic book fans and were able to bring what they saw from comic books to what we see to the movie screen. And if we're not able to see that correlation over, that's why people are getting that superhero fatigue. We're not seeing the stuff that really brings people to the movie theaters now, because we're not seeing what we're reading, or we're not seeing what we read. And it puts a bad taste in my mouth. It just really does.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be fair, I have a bad taste in my mouth for big corporations all the time anyway, because they always pull stunts like this. And it's always about cutting costs. And it's you can afford it, though. You literally have beyond billions of dollars. You can afford to pay these people, because that's the problem we have with animation, both here and abroad, despite what some people say, is that these people are underpaid, overworked, the teams aren't big enough, and then people complain about the animation and they rag on the animation teams. But it's no. They're doing what they can. You need to look at the people in charge who are not giving them the time to work.
Yeah, because truth be told, 1,000 people lost their job, but the higher ups are still getting they checks. I thought this tweet from an artist, Wesley Burt, said the irony of having a one-on-one HR layoff meeting in a conference room with my Loki mural on it. How wild is that?
That's crazy.
Like, to live in that world, and apparently they let off their entire visual development team where only a skeleton crew is going to remain. And I'm just sitting here like, how do y'all expect to get anything done? How do you expect to accomplish anything? Like, especially like
they just want it done. It's like it doesn't even have to look great as long as you get it done and put it out.
It's concerning, and it definitely makes you wonder, like, how the quality, especially because like there were some people who weren't really satisfied with the CGI of things like She-Hulk, or like there were some blurbs here and there with certain projects, and it's like now you're wondering why there's so like a drop in quality, or why they used AI for certain parts of Secret Invasion. Like there's going to be this like encouragement of these things if they're allowed to just keep making moves like this. I don't understand why they do it, but it's very interesting to say the least. And I definitely can't help but wonder, because apparently there was 3 different editors that were cut, because apparently there was a communications director that was lost. We lost senior editors for Marvel Comics, Timothy Chang, who was the executive director of communications. So it finds very interesting, where I can't help but be concerned that Marvel as an entity is just going to become an IP farm. I feel like the more and more we keep playing games like this, it might get to a point where the comics are just IP farms. They're not seen as anything worth investing in. And we're going to see more and more synergy, like with how Marvel Rivals is influencing the comics all of a sudden and things like that. Granted, I don't mind that, but there's a big to an extent, yes, because there needs to be a limit to where I think we need more Mr. Terrific year 1 type of synergy, where you just align your product to be around the same release window, not just, oh, we're going to introduce the Queen in Black into the comics because they had a cool skin in Marvel Rivals. Like, that's a concerning thing, because that's how we got weird things like, oh, Star-Lord is just Chris Pratt in the comics now. Or like you get those weird little things that occur like that, where Bendis was forced to turn Chris Pratt into Star-Lord, or vice versa. It's just like, why did you do that? Why did that happen? And it's like there could be some great synergistic things that could come out of certain things. That's how we got Harley Quinn. Like that you could even look at, like, we got John Diggle in the comics, even though that was the worst decision they could have made. Like, there's certain times that works out, there's certain times where it don't. And I
think that's the problem with treating, like you said, treating it like an IP farm, but also a lot of people treat comics as proof of concept for something else instead of treating them as a story. Yeah, a lot of people, they do make comics with the end goal in mind of creating animations or movies one day. But I've seen too many people, both in and out of the indie space, who literally create comics just as a stepstone. Let me make this proof of concept because I have a story in mind, but I only care about creating a comic. So somebody will be like, oh, cool, animated. And that's it. And the story doesn't translate in the comic. And it's like, but why would I want it animated if the story that I'm reading here isn't even good? Give me the story, then deal with the proof of concept stuff.
I'm sitting here even wondering too, because there's even certain like comic book events that people want to see on the big screen and certain things. And it's like people were saying, oh, we're going to get Shadowland and Daredevil Born Again. It's like, no, you're not. You're not going to get Shadowland. Do you know how many different comic book superheroes need to be involved for you to get Shadowland? Because don't get me wrong, would I love to see a Shadowland movie? Sure, like an animated project, most definitely. But I don't think we're going to get Ghost Rider randomly like riding up the side of an Asian temple tower in the middle of New York City out of nowhere. And then him just disappear from the entire event. Like there's or like I don't think we're gonna see Hugh Jackman pull up to a Daredevil event.
See, those are the big dreams I wish for Marvel, but like they keep pushing me back. And that's the issue that we keep having, is to where like I want these bigger events from Marvel, but they're never going to allow us to get it because they're going to keep firing people who actually enjoy this stuff and actually want to work on this kind of stuff. And then they're just, all right, we need to make sure we get Robert Downey Jr. again. And make sure we can pay them all the big bucks so people will come to the theaters and see it. And like, yeah, but like, you guys could do better. You guys could do so much better with the amount of money you have. Like, I could, with the amount of money that Disney has, they could make a Marvel park, and then you could experience the movies every single day at this Marvel park, and they would still be able to do that for like 10 years. That's the crazy part. And with every cinematic, every single day for 10 years, they'd still have money left over.
And imagine, just remember how disappointed a lot of people were in Civil War. Y'all wanted Civil War, but we was like, guys, we're not going to get Civil War from the comics. It's not going to be that. And when it wasn't that, so many people were disappointed. That's what's going to happen if you guys keep wanting all the events from the comics on the screen. It's never going to be what we read.
Yeah, because and the thing is too, I would love for us to go back, because there's this company, Graphic Audio, who did a audio drama of the novelization of Civil War, like the original like Civil War book, and that made me want a Civil War like animated movie so bad, but I don't think they could pull it off. And it's the same way that there's just certain events, like I don't think we could ever really do a Kingdom Come movie right. It could never happen. Like, they would have to make too many changes, because Kingdom Come was made in an environment where that was like, oh, a dream of what the future could be, not versus now where there's different kinds of technology and things of that nature. The world's a little bit different, but it's like half of those characters wouldn't even look the way they are given the current landscape of comic books. So it's like, I don't like, there's certain things like that. Now, I will say there's other events that you could definitely pull off, but it's just, I don't think, given the way the MCU started, we're ever going to get to a point where we ever see certain comic book events the way they are. I think, but like, because even with what's going on right now with Daredevil Born Again, they're more likely going to do Devil's Reign more than they're going to do Shadowland. But even then, you're not going to get Elektra as Daredevil in that. You're not going to get like certain characters in that. Spider-Man's not going to show up. And like, now, if they announce a Devil's Reign movie, I'll eat my shoe. I'll definitely fry up my shoe, and we'll cook that up real quick, and we'll have that talk, because the idea of Tom Holland and Charlie Cox on screen together sounds badass, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, something tells me that's not something we're gonna get on the big screen, and I feel like more people need to start like hearing that. They need to start like preparing themselves for that. But there's still so many fans that think they understand how the industry works, and they don't. And it's just like, I'm sorry, like you need to understand that the world's going to look a little bit different. And it's like, I will say, with this, the way things are looking between Disney leading more and more into AI, I wonder what the landscape of Disney and Marvel is going to look like in a few years, because especially with that whole that whole event we had where there was an AI Darth Vader in Fortnite. How long is it going to take before they convince Downey and a bunch of these other actors to sign over their likeness for random stuff in the park? Like, that's the kind of stuff that concerns me, is that how, like, when are we gonna actually have mantles passed and us start like examining different things? I wonder how it's going to look down the road, where like the IP farm gets permanently stagnated and we never see growth from Marvel. I feel like there's gonna come a time period in the next 5 years where DC finally learns they need to do some movement, but Marvel's gonna stay permanently stagnant, and it's gonna be kind of concerning. I want y'all's thoughts on that.
My big issue is, I think Marvel, or well, Disney in general, is going to end up going that way with their animation too. And it's fearful to me, because they're going to have like all of this stuff in the archives that they can just throw into an AI that we haven't seen. And then they just decide, oh, here's a new movie, even though this is off the back of artists that were alive like 50 years ago, because they've kept it in the archive, because that's just what Disney does, you know? And that's where I'm like, in the future, we may never get an authentic Disney animated movie again, to where like I'm not going to be able to see the Cinderellas, the Moanas, the Toy Stories, even from Pixar anymore. So yeah, that's where I'm a little scared when it comes to Disney stuff, because they have way too much control and not enough hold back for them.
Okay. That's definitely where we're definitely gonna lead that, because genuinely stuff just be crazy. From there, I want us to talk about the fact that Spider-Verse has officially been revealed at CinemaCon. We got a little bit of information. We know that Spider-Verse is officially coming next year. There's a hint that we might get some MF Doom in like some of the audio that like the next movie. And I want to have this conversation when it comes to Marvel specifically, because people were giving me a little bit of crap in the comments of a couple different posts recently, where when I keep saying about DC so white, we've been pushing DC so white on different platforms and whatnot, but some individuals have been really quick to be like, why aren't you throwing your shade so tough at Marvel? Why aren't you banging on Marvel's door the way you're banging on DC's door? And the exact reason why I'm not really banging on Marvel's door the exact same way that I'm banging on DC's door is because I know in the next 6 months, we're probably going to see a new Miles Morales book because of Spider-Verse. That's too much money to leave on the table when it comes to the future of things. I know that in the next 6 months, we are going to see a new Miles Morales book. Hell, I can even say that once Doomsday comes out and they figure out what they're going to do with Shuri in Tucson and all that stuff for Black Panther 3, we're going to see a new Black Panther book. But I think the other thing that I will definitely say when it comes to Marvel is the fact that they can't even figure out what they're doing with their white characters. Why would I throw shade at Marvel's door when they can't even figure out how to keep Amazing Spider-Man on shelves for more than 10 issues? What, like hell, we're dealing with the drama right now where every time I say Marvel doesn't have an ongoing, you have all these uneducated brothers and sisters who keep falling for the okie doke and are like, what about Storm? Storm's on shelves, guys. Hey, if you actually looked at the solicitations or talked to your local comic book shop, because you're probably not actually reading the book, it says of 5, Negro. It says of 5, meaning it's a mini series. I just it makes me sad. It makes me sad because motherfuckers don't know how to read, and it's just like it's the same thing with it's the same people who are real quick to be like, what about Absolute Green Lantern when they hear me talking about DC so white? It's like, y'all are not educated. You need to be paying attention, and you wouldn't have this level of division when it comes to the situation. And like, maybe I'm wrong for not throwing like as much shade at Marvel, but like, I know from repeated experience that they might like have a book in 6 months. Like, we have a Bishop miniseries coming out, but also that Marvel's a mess entirely. Like, am I wrong for not giving them more hits? Like, tell me.
Yeah, I think we've all given them grief, just the right amount of grief that they deserve. They like you said, DC. How many years has it been? Years. I just stopped counting because I just stopped caring because it doesn't matter.
Well, today's 1160 days, so
right, but that's the ongoing. We're talking about even just years, just ridiculous.
See, but
like, Marvel has a whole different problem.
Yep, and it's just different sides of how we approach things, because Marvel just has a different problem where you're going to give us something small, but you're not going to show us anything larger. But like JP said, that's going on with a lot of their characters. It's not just their black characters. They have no idea how to sell that ship over there, which is really weird because they were able to do it really well before I was born. And for some reason, it now feels like they're just steering in circles, which is strange because you have an ocean to sell over there. Versus DC that feels like they've hit the iceberg, and then they keep backing up and hitting the iceberg again somehow, thinking that that's going to change. You know, like, that's kind of how I feel the two ways of the argument, to where like I will put DC's feet to the fire, but at least Marvel has kept the ship going. That's the weird part, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree in that because recently I was rereading some old Marvel comics, and I'm like, what happened? Like, yeah,
It
there's bad stuff back then too, but like y'all are just consistently just dropping, like you just lost. Don't even know what you're doing anymore. And I'm reading this stuff. It's like, okay, there's some bad stuff in here, but overall, it's stories that I can get jiggy with. Like,
So it's funny too because there was this person that posted this thing over on Threads, or like it was a thing from an article, like an account where it's like is a comic crash coming, because we have like
air
new number
signs.
one, new number ones constantly, obligatory tie-ins, not event like events, variant cover overload, etc. And this one especially caught my eye because what was it? I think it was the Black Okage, well-known gaming YouTuber, put out a statement because he's been reading Absolute Batman, where he acknowledged the fact that we have had a crazy amount of variant covers for Absolute Batman. And Scott Snyder, I love him to death. He has this problem where he omits information when he speaks on things. I don't know if it's because of the Twitter character limit or the fact that he's trying just to like satiate the crowd or whatever. Because he did the same thing when it came to the Green Arrow discussion about Green Arrow being canceled. He did the same thing where he said, "Hey guys, it's sales. Sorry," but TBH put out this post where he was like, "Absolute Batman issue number 19 drops this week." And I just read there's 70 variant covers. Love the series, but DC is dragging it with the variants. No single issue needs more than 4 variant covers. Nobody afford that. Here's the thing. Scott, I think it was, yeah, Scott ended up saying that, okay, no, it's a store exclusive issue where the stores are able to like pay money for there to be exclusive covers that they have in show. Like I'm scrolling through the ones for 20 where they just have cover upon cover and stuff like that, which, to be fair, he is correct. At the same time, he's not giving you all the correct information because because yes, stores are able to acquire and pay the money for these store exclusives, because this is a exclusive variant cover for Absolute Batman number 20. This, or like here's another one. The problem is DC is still accepting their money. They're still accepting the money. The distributor is still accepting the money. They are still paying the artist to devise these different covers. They have to then reach out to Scott Snyder to figure out what they can do or what is a good idea for a cover to do for these different books. So that is omitting the entire truth that yes, these are different store exclusives. They're incentive covers, etc. But DC could say no. DC could say no, they don't want that. DC could say no, they don't want to make that many copies. But also, here's the funniest part about the entire statement that he made, that Scott Snyder made about the entire situation, is that straight up, the biggest problem with this entire situation, with all 70 of these variant covers, with 70 variant covers, how many bottom line orders do those stores have to buy of that cover that bolsters the sales of that book?
That is exactly what I was thinking on that. Because, for one, my store is not going to order that many covers and reach out and get their own variant cover for this because, we're a mom and pop shop for my store. We just run Utah locally, and that's the best that we can do,
Right.
It concerns me more because, like, what is it going to be, like the 1 in 50? So each store that decided to like pay into it to get the art for it is now going to have to order, let's just say, 50 of that one book just to get the store cover. And then let's just say they want multiple. So now you've boosted the padded sales by 100, 150, and half of these people may not even pick up this book, or it's going to become a back order book because not that many people are going to jump onto the Absolute Batman on, what is this, 1920? And it's like, a lot of that concerns me. And it's going to flood the market with Batman books that not a lot of people are going to pick up until for some reason it blows up again in like 10 to 15 years when they decide to do an animated verse or something like that. Like,
so B, funny you say 50. This I want to make this very clear. This is an article from 2024, so I don't like the number could have changed in the past 2 years, but back in 2024, Bleeding Cool covered the fact that apparently DC changed their retailer exclusive cover minimum, which means you have to buy agree to order a minimum of the cover of the book to be eligible for an exclusive cover. They used the minimum used to be before 2024 $3,000. Now it's $1,000. You have to buy 1,000 of this book to get a store exclusive cover, meaning that it was 70 covers with take out like 4 or 5 that are like the base cover and a couple of free open to order variants. All of those store exclusive covers for 19, for 20, etc. Specifically 20. Think about how much they just bolstered sales by having 1,000 per store of 70 covers. But we can't get a black all going.
All one store needs to do is buy like 2 covers and then congratulations. That's the most selling book out of the entire month of whatever it comes out. Like, this is the shit that frustrates us, DC. This is the reason why we want to strangle DC more than we want to strangle Marvel. This is the reason why. It's because Marvel has the boatload of money and at least they're steering the ship. You guys have the boatload of money and you are constantly hitting the iceberg. Like, what is this?
And what's so funny is there was a statement made, I think it was by either the Beat or somebody else, where apparently it was ICV2. Apparently, this is like the second month in a row that we just passed where DC has had higher sales than Marvel, and it's like, I wonder why.
Probably completely wrong conspiracy theory. Ooh. We make all these, so now you guys have to pre-order whichever ones you want so that we get the pre-orders in. But we're not going to teach you about pre-orders first, so you won't know to do that. So now you still have to just pick up whatever covers in store because you didn't pre-order.
No, like that's not even a conspiracy theory. That's right. That's the thing is that, and like I've even been told this from behind the scenes that like DC and Marvel and every publisher leaves it up to the comic shop to explain this to their customers. This is not information. The pre-order system is not something that is made public to where everybody, like, say, if you're in a different country or you're a casual fan who doesn't have an LCS near you, this is not public knowledge. I still feel like the little girl from House of M walking around and waking everybody up to the truth, because like people are going to freak out when they realize that a retailer exclusive has $1,000 minimum to order, which means you could get more if you want to. And that means that before 2024, it was a $3,000 cover order minimum, with each book being $5.99, $4.99, and you got to order 1,000 of them bitches. Oh boy!
Everybody's LCS, but my LCS ain't got time to explain pre-orders to people, and they're dang near empty half the time. So like, if you got a busy one, they do not have time to explain that to you. This is things that it should be out there. It should be told, and I'll never understand why they don't want to tell people this when they need the sales.
It could literally be posted on their websites. When I go to like DC Comics online and all that stuff, they could have it on their app. They could have it, and they could have it everywhere. Just be like, hey, if you want to know about pre-ordering and getting a physical copy, here's a link. And then it just has a little paragraph. This is all you got to do. Bam, you can put Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, all of the characters up there to keep the people's attention while they're reading it. Put a little, what is that? The runner dude at the bottom of the screen. So kids will be able to keep their attention on that while an AI voice reads it out to them. Like, just something, guys. Like, it's bare minimum.
You just put pre-orders available now, right at the top of every new release announcement.
Like, between that and what's so funny is there was this dude on Twitter, I think it was last week, where he was so convinced that I was wrong and that he needed to argue with me. I have received information and I've been allowed to make this public. I'm gonna lay this out for you, and DC and Marvel and Image and Boom and whoever the fuck else wants to come out and try to tell me I'm wrong. Until they say that, by all means, you can come tell me I'm wrong to my face. Publishers do not care about digital. It has been told straight to me that it is like it was off the record, but it is able to be said. I was allowed to say this. DC is like I can speak specifically for DC, but everybody else, like I've had conversations with Marvel Unlimited artists and writers on the show. DC and Marvel primarily, but everybody doesn't care about digital. If you go to Amazon.com and try to buy a digital book, they don't care about that. They ain't worried about that. They asking Jeffrey Bezos every 5 weeks what book sold for. That way they can calculate it. That doesn't matter. They don't care about digital. They don't. It's not something they care about. So when we are so insistent on this show or on social media that these pre-orders matter, this is why. Because DC is essentially saying, hey guys, if you want all these if you want to be a part of the trend to have 70 covers of Absolute Batman 20, you need to buy 1,000 of it, which means at bare minimum, 58,000 covers have been banked already for DC sales of Absolute 20. At bare minimum, 58,000, not 56,000. That tells me flat out they just banked so much versus something like Mr. Terrific Year 1 last year. Hardly any promotion. One incentive cover that almost no store hit. Like it's depressing to where it's like and what's so funny is there's so many like contrarians and like idiot people on YouTube and Twitter and whatnot that will be like, well, are you guys actually supporting those black books that you want on the shelves? Are you guys supporting those marginalized books? How can you expect anyone to compete with that? How do you expect anyone to compete?
I just see the people who say, well, black people aren't supporting these books. Like, nah, that's not true. I've seen lots of black people support these books, but a lot of us do digital sometimes because it's just like, I just can't afford to go get physicals right now. And they're like, good, keep doing that. So we can pretend you guys didn't buy it.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. It really is because like I've seen so many people out on TikTok pushing like, and it's not just black people, like white people have been starting to jump onto it too, but we need a wave of white people to come on. It's one of those things that they talk about in politics of needing the blue wave or the red wave and all of that other jazz. There needs to be a push towards not just black people, but everybody who's trying to push this independent, that's trying to get their stories told, because trust me, we want to see them. We really do. But for some reason, Marvel and DC go, nah, Batman though. But Batman though. Did you see me have Batman though? Like,
don't you love Batman? No.
Like, it's so heartbreaking too, because like I would love to read a good Batman book. I've said for a long time that there are some great Batman stories out there that I enjoy, but
yeah,
it's just to the point where I just don't care about Bruce Wayne, dog. I just don't care. And what's so funny too is like I feel so bad for some like hardcore black character fans, because like as much as I be out here trying to push that we want more black content out there, and I'm like, all DC needs to do is give us Black Lightning, Vixen, and Mr. Terrific as a starting point. Give us new concrete data. Give us 3. Vixen needs to be on that list. Black Lightning is your first. He is the Superman-esque character of the DC universe for black folks because he was the first. Give us Mr. Terrific, Vixen, and Black Lightning, and that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. But then there's those couple fans that be in my comment section like, give us a Duke Thomas book. And I'm like, oh, honey. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel bad for you, but like, oh... Like, it breaks my heart.
You'll be lucky to see Duke in the Absolute Universe. You got him there. It's okay.
Right. It's a miracle we got him there. The fact that he's a part of this little like Robin, Super Monkey Hyper Teen Force Go shit. Like it's
in there? Okay.
Yeah, we got all we got like they revealed it's Dick, Tim, Jason, and Stephanie and Duke, which that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that, but at the same time, like, because there was, and like you could, this is how you can tell that a lot of black comic fans are brainwashed by the system to where they'll accept scraps, because there was some people who were like, we just got Duke and Absolute Batman number 19. Isn't that good enough for you? And I'm like,
no.
Did y'all real happy with Master Scraps, aren't you, buddy? You real
they
happy
didn't
with
focus
Master
on
Scraps.
the campaign. That they didn't hear the campaign.
Did you listen to what it was?
Mainline universe
ongoing. Did y'all miss that part? No, okay.
Like I feel bad being that dude, but I'm over here like, y'all really just comfortable with Master Scraps. Like y'all really just want the scraps be handed to you and you accept the scraps. And it's like I still feel bad because there's not like that one person who really was in my DMs like, do you think Scott Snyder's racist? It's like, no, because Scott Snyder was racist, we wouldn't have Duke here. He created Duke. He's trying in the avenues that he can to give us something. But like, that's a little rough out here. It's a little rough out here. So I don't know. Because granted, I'll even put it on screen. When I saw this cover, I was happy as hell that my boy was here. I was happy as hell. But damn it, like, I'm tired of Master Scraps, man. I'm tired. That might end up being a DC So White shirt. I'm tired of Master Scraps because this is some bullshit. Like, is this a gorgeous cover?
It's a gorgeous cover.
Like this? Yes. But am I still mad about it? Yes.
Absolutely. No pun intended.
Literally. Like, this is Janoy Lindsay. You know, I'm going to have to find this. I don't know what store has it, but I'm going to get it because this looks badass. Like, for Janoy Lindsay to cook like this is gorgeous. But, like, straight up, it's to the point to where, like, you look at all these retailer variants. All these retailer variants.
So many. It's too
many. Is excessive, my guy. So it's just, I don't know. Like, it's to the point to where they need to figure something out with that.
As a collector, why would you want that many variants in your your collection? That's the thing
that's even what TBH said. He's like there's no reason why there should be 70 absolute variant covers. That's crazy.
There really shouldn't.
Because like I'm not even like one of those people that are like, I need to get every absolute series that's out there. But like, if I was one of those people, I would be pissed. I would be having to figure out how to go to 20 different stores, 75 different stores, and figure out which one has my variant issue so I can spend another $1,000 to pick that. Like, I feel like DC is just trying to find their well all the time, and it really frustrates me.
Well, let's look at some of the books that we're getting for July. Speaking of which, it'll be 1,260 some days before August 1st, because there ain't a single black ongoing on this list.
Nope.
But we do get Action Comics number 1,100.
You know, I peeped that and I laughed internally, and it's like, huh, that's
almost as many days as we have without a book.
Yeah.
And like it's cool because like you're getting like it's gonna be a cool little anniversary thing. That's kind of cool. I'm excited about that. This whole like God King Superman thing, I'm just like, I want to care, but I just can't, man.
This is when I stop caring about Superman, is when they do stuff like this. I love Superman. Fuck what you heard. Like
this whole weird thing they're doing where they're like, let's have a Justice League mixed members of like with villains and whatnot. And I will say, I will give them this. I finally read the new Justice League Unlimited issue where they explain it. Apparently, it's not just because we need to bolster our numbers. It's specifically because apparently these specific villains were changed while they were in the DCKO fight, which that is a good reason to include these motherfuckers. If that's a reason why you're doing it, that's a good little spin on it. But you have me side-eyeing you for a minute when you're just like, yeah, we're gonna bolster our numbers. I'm like, but you have so many other people here. There's so many other people you can have on this book.
Lex is lying somehow.
Oh, probably.
Lex is always lying.
He's always lying. He's always lying somehow. I don't care. Oof,
Absolute Catwoman's looking good. am I the only one that's just like, I don't get Absolute Superman? Like, I'm gonna have to sit down and finally read it. I've been putting it off, but now that they're gonna put Steel in the book, I might have to sit down and read this shit because
I can at least say the story's good, but it's nothing that gives me like extra Superman-y. This is like something that deserves to be in the absolute universe kind of thing. That's just how it is for me. Like it's
I once again say, like I told y'all before, I still haven't had time to sit down and read that second trade. So I don't know yet.
That's funny. But like there was someone on Twitter who was like, hey, why is Clark out here looking like Spawn? And I was like, damn. You got mans looking like Spawn.
Well, that.
Oh gosh. Absolute Wonder Woman is looking amazing.
Ooh,
still killing it. That. Still loving it. Still collecting it.
I can't wait for those next volumes so that
I can't drop it yet. It's still going fire.
Apparently, Kelly Thompson confirmed that Absolute Diana is a lesbian, so that's kind of badass. We love that.
I heard about that, but I was like, we needed that confirmation.
I mean, with it's the fact. I mean, to be fair, like mainline DC keeps like doing bi erasure with Diana. So like,
yeah, because I'm like, she's supposed to be bi, like definitely, but you know, it's because they like Steve too much.
Well, that's still a holdover from the Comics Code where they like forced her to be up Steve's ass for like 20 years. So it's just like,
they said, but we love him now. Don't you guys love him?
No, no. Apparently, Roy Harper is going to be involved with Absolute Green Arrow, which has me super excited. The idea that like he's the one doing the shenanigans. That's going to be good.
So happy my theory was right.
Right. Absolute Green Lantern has still been a banger. We are getting from comic to screen the art of Supergirl. That's going to be a dope thing to put on my shelf. We are getting a Clayface mini series, and apparently this is to be tied into the TV show we're getting. So this didn't get the same ire from me that the Jonah Hex and Deathstroke books got of like, oh, so we can get a Confederate book, but we can't get a black book. That like, at least you're being synergistic, like we were talking about earlier. This is what I can like give you a pass on, DC, when you're doing cool shit like this, because like I can't think the last time you did anything interesting with Clayface since what, DC Rebirth. So like, go for it, I guess.
Yeah.
As long as they don't Harley Quinn and Ivy Clayface for me and leaning into that whole actor persona stuff, I'll be okay. I will be.
Oh, they're gonna do it. It's gonna be very like actor heavy. That's the whole point of the movie.
I'm fine if it's actor heavy, but like the way that they did it with like the campy actor heavy and the Harley Quinn and Ivy thing, it felt like
campy works for Harley. I don't think
it works for the Harley, but I need that like scary Clayface kind of thing. I need to feel that horror.
Terrifying Clayface.
Also, Batwoman. I've been loving it.
Rucka don't miss. Rucka be killing it with Batwoman. This book has been amazing so far. And the fact that we're getting acknowledgement of her and Renee has me super excited. I love that. Apparently, Danny's been doing really good on art from what people are saying.
It's been so good. It throws me back to volume 1 with Batwoman. They have some really good shots in there, and if you love art, you feel like you're going to want to put a lot of these up on your wall.
I will say, Jeff Lemire don't miss. Firestorm has been really good, but I'm still sad that it's not Jason. Like, I think that this is one of those situations where it's like I'm reading this more for the writer, not the character, because frankly, I just don't care about Ronnie Raymond. I feel like Ronnie has nothing left to offer me as a character, but go for it, I guess. So it's just kind of like, go off, pimp. Like, I trust you as a writer to write me a good book, but I'll pick it up in trade. Thank you. But like, I read the first issue at my shop because I was like, why not? And from what I've been reading, it's been dope. Lemire cooks. I still say Jeff Lemire has written the best alternative to Watchmen ever. Like, the Black Hammer is phenomenal, but I still say that I don't need Firestorm.
That's why I didn't pick it up, because I was like, I look, if it wasn't it, but then I've heard that it's really, really good, and so now I'm like, maybe.
Right. It's one of those ones where you're like, "Ugh."
I'm like, I'll get it in the trade paperback and I'll read it on the DC app while I still got it.
Yeah.
Right. Then we got Zatanna, and Jamal Campbell is killing. The fact that they gave Jamal Campbell Edwin Gallman and said, "Hey, Jamal, just write. Just write." I'm like, that's good shit right there. You letting him cook on his own time and not do double duty. I like that. That's good stuff. And especially because I know from talking with folks like Nicholas Draper Ivey that Edwin Gallman is amazing to work with. He definitely synergizes with the writers that he works with. So that tells me that Zatanna is going to keep being good, because her being Prime Magi is probably badass as fuck in this book. So that's definitely going to continue.
Excited. I'm so excited. I need more Zatanna. All the Zatanna, please.
Apparently, what's up?
Oh, yes, more of this.
See, I was talking with somebody. I forget who I was talking to, and I think it was Callie. I was talking to Callie Hex about this, where I said, if it weren't for this being written by Mariko Tamaki, I don't know if I would care, because I love the idea of Barbara getting development here and there, but at the same time, I just want Barbara to go back to being Oracle. I don't need her to be like in a major role capacity. And it's like, that's not a bad thing. You have characters like that move into different systems, or like let her be the head of the Birds of Prey. I still think Kelly Thomas's Birds of Prey should not have been canceled. It was an amazing book, but it's like, even by this cover suggests, you have Cassandra now. Hell, I'm still waiting. I'm praying to God that Sammy Basri is able to put a cowl on Stephanie Brown in this Titans book, because they're calling her Batgirl in the book. So I'm like, just give her the cowl back, damn it. Give her the cowl back. I'm tired of this. Like, because you can even tell the way they designed that new 52 spoiler suit, and then they just went during the Batgirls book, they just shoved a purple bat symbol in between it, and like it looks so awkward every time somebody draws it. I'm just like, just give her the pre-new 52 suit back. Just stop with this. Like, I know you think you're cute, but like, it's not. Like no one likes this but you. And like, you can lie and say, "Oh, this is what Stephanie would have wanted." I'm like, no, stop that. Stop that right now. It's just like it just frustrates my heart. I'm excited for Dead Man. Dead Man is gonna be this. I'm telling you, it's gonna be so good.
Waiting for this. Yes.
Did you read Ice Cream Man yet?
I did. I did go and read it.
What were your thoughts?
Man, that's a mind. I'm not done with the entire series. So I went and looked. I was like, oh man, I didn't realize it was that long. And now I have to finish because it's getting a live action series. So now I gotta find time to.
And it's getting new issues because it's in the image solicitations. They're writing more issues now.
Oh my god, I didn't see that. Okay, so now I have to.
Why do I need something else for my pool?
That's one of those things where it's like, okay, I may pull the new issues, but I'm gonna have to keep reading the volumes on the library app because I don't have enough money to do all that.
and it's funny too. There's this like they do like the writers like the whole creative team does this thing every once in a while. They'll do little fun things. And they did a whole deck of playing cards as an issue of the series, where you have to lay out the deck of playing cards as a comic book to read the whole story. It is good. It's like you can find it on eBay for like $20, but like it's good. Like it's good shit.
Why is that a gimmick that gets me? That's a gimmick that gets me. I could have a deck of playing cards and a comic book. What?
Give it to me now. Yeah, I gotta have some more time to sit down and read over the next week or so, and just.
Actually, the prices dropped. You can get a sealed pack for $16 right now on eBay.
Wow.
I know, you can find it pretty good. Look at that cover. The Mortal Coil Shuffle.
That sounds like a dance.
Apparently, it's supposed to look like magic cards in a way. Like
when you
open it.
Yeah, those like magic cards. Like magic cards.
It's been on my list for a while.
They might actually work in a game.
With what they've been doing now, who knows?
Yeah, so definitely peep that if you get a chance. But Ice Cream Man has been one of my favorite series. For
probably the cheapest set of magic cards I've ever seen.
Yeah, they been on that too.
Besides the beginner set.
So apparently we're getting a new character in Fraction's Batman series. I'll pick that up in trade at some point. That'll be kind of cool.
Yep, he introduced her, I think, like a couple issues ago now. And like a little like, here's a fight
deadliest
scene.
woman in the world. Interesting.
Yeah.
Shiva has a conversation with you about that.
Right.
Like, and then Poison Ivy. What number are we at for Poison Ivy? 46. 46, guys.
40 something.
Good for Ivy.
For Ivy.
Good for Ivy.
I mean, we
like everyone says it's so good, but I'm not picking it up out of spite. Because you're telling me this woman got 46 issues, but I can't get one black book.
Right. 46? And here's the issue that I have is like, in my personal life, I still haven't yet to meet a person who's been picking this up. But like online, this is the best thing ever over on Ivy TikTok because everybody talks about it like it's gold and they've found the land of God now, apparently, with this issue. But like, I've still yet to meet a person in life that's been like, oh yeah, I've picked it up. It's brilliant. It's the best thing I've ever read.
And see, like, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Like, genuinely, the greatest thing to ever happen to comic books, but also the worst thing to ever happen to comic books and social media, because back in the day, we used to be running through forums trying to find connections with people. That's how Waffles for Steph happened back during the New 52 when they removed Steph from continuity, and a bunch of us sent Waffles to DC to get Steph put back into canon because we were just frustrated that she was nowhere to be found. Like, genuinely, it's a situation of the fact that like the social media has been one of the greatest things to ever happen to comic books because it created unity and kinship with a lot of people. That's how the Poison Ivy League became a thing. But also, the Poison Ivy League is a very like controversial group of individuals because some of them be out here threatening G. Willow Wilson in the streets, and I'm like, y'all doing too much. Y'all really mad about Harley and Ivy breaking up for no damn reason. Like, calm down.
Listen, it needed to happen. It needed to happen. They need to grow apart. Listen, as much as I love the Harley and Ivy, two clashing personalities.
They're gonna get back together.
Oh, probably at some point.
They're gonna get back together. I ain't worried about it.
Hell, the fact that Catwoman's at 89 issues blows me the hell away. But I know Torrin Grumbeck is a great writer, so like she's definitely gonna kill that. So I ain't mad at Catwoman, but at the same time, I'm like, Green Arrow and Black Canary are sharing space with Batman and Detective, but we got Ivy and Catwoman over here with multiple books.
Also, Infinite Crisis. I freaking love Green Arrow in there. I love the whole point of Green Arrow in there is just Green Arrow be in there. Oh, it is so good.
Oh, you know, Green Arrow just be chilling in
Infinite, man. He was great.
It's like Batman, why'd you call me here? Brave and the Bold. Gonna make me misty-eyed, man. Like, oh my gosh, I love Green Arrow in that. Just so good.
Well, here, let's talk. Let's take a break from the solicitation. Let's talk about that. B, I was ready just for this. You finally sat down and read yourself some Infinite Crisis this week. How'd that go for you, B Rex?
So I hate Prime even more. They're like he needs to be locked in a box. Everybody who talks about Prime needs to be fixed. No, if you have a child who is bad, they need to be punished, and this kid has not been punished for long enough. He had a temper tantrum. He broke some vases. 32 of them, in fact. So he needs to be locked away for maybe, I don't know, another 32 millennias. He wants to break out again. So, you know, I already know he breaks out again. But like, come on, guys. This issue was crazy. This whole entire segment was crazy. If I could wrap this as like top 10 minutes.
Oh, the OMAC scene? Oh, what's funny is you haven't even read Crisis on Infinite Earth. This is an homage to Crisis on Infinite Earth when the sky went red in that book.
Read that. I forgot he didn't. I thought he read that.
No, I made him read Infinite Crisis. That way he was traumatized like me.
I mean, yeah, that is true. But I thought he had already read it.
Also, Kyle Rayner in this. Yes, I am so happy that they gave him more love than oh my gosh, I was gonna say Guy Gardner, but Guy Gardner, he got some good love in this. Than Hal Jordan, because like Rayner was pulling it through here. The shots that they had of him,
he had like, this whole plan, but like it didn't get executed until like the end of the book. So it was like, unless you were reading the tie-ins, you had no idea what Kyle was doing half the damn time.
No, that's perfectly fair. I'm gonna have to go to those tie-ins, but it just was so good. And then the Spectre coming in, I love that. We're gonna bring the Spectre back in, and then he was like, "Oh, hey, I remember you. You need to die." and then F's off, and then just F's off, and is like, all right, I'm gone. I'm done. I did what I needed to come and do. Like, I fucking love that. That was absolutely great in here. The homages to all the other Earths too. Absolutely love. Lex's son coming in and pulling the worlds with his hands and trying to combine the worlds too. Love the concept. The visualization for that was freaking insane. Like, I swear, the people who wrote this stuff back then had such a great imagination to bring things out, and I feel like we don't get the like exciting stuff anymore like this. We don't get these ideas anymore in the like main continuity. It all has to get thrown to the Elseworld stuff for some reason because they're afraid to do something fun.
We get it, but we get too much of it, so it makes you not think about it. A perfect example is DCKO or death metal, because death metal is this on crack. This Infinite Crisis is death metal on crack. Oh, like reverse that. Death metal is Infinite Crisis on crack because it says, hey, we're gonna take like 5 kitchen sinks and we're gonna strap them to a ski-doo and we're gonna jump like 15 sharks and you're just gonna get on board.
See, that's fair. That's fair. And I guess that my main complaint is I need more time in between these events so I can enjoy these events more. Because, like, it felt like going back and being able to read this. It was like, oh, this is so good. Why can't I get something like this again and again and again? And then I'm like, wait, I keep getting this again. I just don't get this again, you know?
Right.
So
I think the other thing is it's not as exciting anymore because now we really, really know that no matter what happens, certain players are not staying gone. Like, we know if something happens to Batman in death metal, he'll be back. Superman, he'll be back. They'll be back. So there's no worry about the stakes of everything. And so it's like, I mean, this is a good story, but why do I care?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem with stagnation in comic books, because like I remember, like, I was on someone's show and I forget what it was. Like, I think it was on Rolliver's show where he was like, how long do you think Superman's going to be gone from DCKO? I straight up said 6 months. 6 months? Like, he'll be back in 6 monts. And I was right, because like not even a week later, them motherfuckers were like, he's back in 6 months. And I'm like, there you go. Like, and like, this is what I mean about like, social media is also like the enemy of comic books, because solicitations being so public has become one of the worst things to ever happen to comic books. Because like, granted, there's still fans that don't care about solicitations. They don't like pay attention to solicitations, so they go in every week and just enjoy what comes out. But
I try to avoid them on occasion.
Right. But it's like especially now that like solicitations are even on like the League of Comic Geeks app, where a lot of people do their pull lists on. It's so in your face where you just know that's part of the product now, and it's just like, but it's just like, you know,
honestly, the internet and social media, because people complain about trailers for movies and stuff, and it's like, you know, I'll pull out an old VHS tape every so often. For the kids at home, a VHS tape is this square black thing that you watch movies on, okay? And you stick it in this thing called a VCR, right? And you'll see the trailers on these VHS tapes. And I've seen trailers for movies I've seen, and I'm like, if I hadn't already seen this movie, this just told me the whole movie.
See, and that's the thing.
It's always been like this.
People have complained about that, but our human mind is not meant to remember everything in the trailer. And so it's supposed to be like, I remember a guy in a spaceship and there has to do something with the moon. I'm going to go see that movie now because there's a guy in a spaceship in the moon. You know, like, yeah, they're going to give you the whole entire premise of the movie. If you stop watching the trailer after the second time you've watched it, congratulations. By the time you go to the theater, it's a new movie to you.
Right. So honestly, trailers now actually give you a lot less.
And it's crazy too, because like the minute you said VHS, my brain went to the old Disney like VHSs and DVDs where like you used to hear the dude be like, coming soon to theaters, and I'd be like, it's like I remember that really good golden age of like 90s and 2000s VHSs and DVDs where like they were real set on making those an experience, but then it got to a point but then it got to a point where DVDs were literally just menu, play, nothing else. It is.
I
just
hated
like,
getting
Yeah,
the
you can
DVDs that
watch
didn't allow you to
trailers.
go through the title screen. I was so mad at those ones. I
Yeah,
was like,
so you can, depending on the
watch
DVD,
the
watch the trailers if you choose to watch the trailers. But who's
Right.
like going like, I put this in to watch a movie, but let me watch the trailer. I'm trying to watch the movie right quick.
Right. It's so like crazy. But it's just like I definitely wanted to highlight Infinite Crisis because like
It's
like
good.
you I ain't seen a moment like this in a comic book in a hot minute where you have a different version of Superman and Bruce, like good Bruce, is like like is Dick Grayson the what was it? Is the Dick Grayson on my Earth a corrupted version of yours? No, it's like that's right, bitch, because Dick Grayson's a bad motherfucker. And it's like you on some shit. And it's just like I miss moments like this where you didn't expect shit like this. But it's also just like maybe it's our fault for being so plugged in sometimes. So, but like we're over here even talking about solicitations on the show, but it's just like this is a part of the experience where we just want we want to like inform people about what you can buy, but also this is a great tool for us to tell people, hey, you can go pick this up at your local comic book shop. You can pre-order this right now at your local comic book shop. Hell, it's over. I can't reach it from here. But when I picked up my books this past week, there's a little booklet called DC Connect that DC puts out where it tells you what the solicitations are and what you can pick up at your local comic book shop. So
And
like
it's
more people
free.
need to be paying damn attention.
You can grab the DC and the Marvel one for free.
Yep.
So
They even have one for Image too now. We've been getting those in too.
My shop down got those.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's crazy to think that motherfuckers don't be like taking advantage of these options. There was one thing on these solicits that I wanted to highlight. So last month, Stephanie Williams told everybody on Threads to be paying attention to the July solicitations. And I was thinking, is this gonna be the Vixen book? No, it's not the Vixen book, but she is back once again to do 2 more issues of Wonder Woman to break up a little bit of the Wonder War because apparently Wonder War ain't doing too good. Apparently them sales is looking real rough. Them reviews is looking real rough. So they're like, hey, Stephanie, can you come in and like cook for us a little bit? Can we get some of that good cooking for a minute? And she's like, yeah, I got you. So they got Clayton Henry and her coming, a full black creative team coming in to put some stank on Wonder Woman. And I'm like, that's going to be some good shit right there. So Wonder Woman fans, black fans, be excited because Stephanie is back to cook a little bit for you.
I think
I
somebody
see you
said it in
cheering. How you doing?
I think somebody said it in our Discord. Can you just bring her on to write Wonder Woman already? Just bring her on to write mainline Wonder Woman. Like, I'm going to go buy these 2 issues, and then guess what? I'm going to drop off Wonder Woman again. Because that's what I did when she came on again. I went to my comic book shop. I said, I need this issue. I need this issue. I don't want any other Wonder Woman issue unless it has Absolute in the title. If it don't have Stephanie Phillips on there, then, or sorry, not Stephanie Phillips, Stephanie Williams on there, then I'm good. I'm good. Because those 2 issues were so good. They felt genuine to Wonder Woman during that time. And then I have this complaint about going into this Wonder Woman, and it just doesn't feel genuine to any previous Wonder Woman that I've ever read. And I'm not trying to knock the writer for that. He has a different aspect and a different relativity to things, and it's just not going for me as a fan. And there's other fans out there that say the same thing. It's just how I feel when it comes down to it.
Tashi, how you feeling?
Hey, look, when you put Stephanie's name on a book, I'm gonna buy it. That's all that matters.
I mean, that's easy. See, and maybe I need to have one of you back on the show at some point to like do like a special episode and talk about this. But I cannot fathom why we have like I'll even throw G. Willow Wilson a bone, or even like the Catwoman book a bone. At least you can say these are so good, we let them keep going. Flash is a perfect example of a book that had dropping, plummeting sales, but they still said, we're going to publish it. We're just going to keep fixing the creative team. We're going to swap from Cy Spurrier. We're going from Jeremy Adams to Cy Spurrier, and then from Cy Spurrier to Mark Waid, and Mark Waid will do a little fill-in. And now we have Ryan North on it, and Ryan North as the new writer on it. And I can't help but sit here and be like,
Interesting.
If everybody and their mama is telling you that this book is ass, like John Cena yelling at the camera levels of ass, and you can't, and you see on review websites that consistently this book is rated as ass, the sales are looking real rough for this book, except for the fans that like feel obligated to buy the book because it's a Wonder Woman book, and they like if the book just plummets, they're not going to get any sales whatsoever. Like they're not going to get Wonder Woman period. But like, how bad does it have to get before you guys go, maybe we should change something? Like maybe maybe this Stephanie thing is truthfully is them trying to bolster sales a little bit. But like, when do they take a look in the mirror and be like, something's wrong here? Maybe we need to switch this up, because like we know from experience with Black talent that like you'll get a whole story arc cut. We just saw with a person of color, Melissa Flores, over on Power Rangers Prime. They cut her whole thing. She had plans for Zords. She had plans for a whole thing where that book was going to go on for a while. So we know that publishers are more than willing to cut a storyline short to fix things and get to shit where it needs to go.
Especially if they're melanin in the character skin.
So it's like, when do you look in the mirror and be like, something is wrong here? When do you pay it? Like it's like that. It's like the episode of Pose where they like it's real hot during the summer and they finally smell the dead body, and it's like, when are you gonna smell the dead body, DC? When are you gonna smell the dead body and be like, there's a dead body here? But then everybody and their mama is telling you, hey, DC, there's a dead body in your house, and you're like, no, there's not. What are you talking about? There's no dead body. It doesn't smell bad in my house. What's going on? It's like, when do you finally admit the fact that there's a dead body in your house, and maybe you should get rid of the dead body? Like,
you guys want to see a dead body?
It's just, I feel so bad for Wonder Woman fans, because there are some diehard Wonder Woman fans out there that are simply buying this because they know they have to. But it's like it goes back to what I said before of like, you never have to worry about pre-ordering a Batman book. You never have to worry about pre-ordering a Batman book. Like, I was proven wrong when it came to Batman and Robin. Like, we finally saw a Batman and Robin book get canceled as of late. That was kind of surprising. But like, 9 times out of 10, you never have to worry about a Batman book being canceled because of low pre-orders. So it's like, when I see stuff like this, I wonder if maybe it has to be Diana's immunity has to get put in jeopardy before they finally realize that you need to switch things up before it gets too bad. I'm just saying.
The Trinity is allowed to go. They must stay.
And like, that's the disappointing thing, is to where like, I would love for Wonder Woman to have some better, authentic Wonder Woman stuff going on. But at the same time, I don't want to throw my money in on it. You know, I only want to buy books that I want to encourage and still see in the future. That's why I'm still buying Absolute Flash, because not a lot of people like that one. I'm still enjoying it though, so I'm still gonna put my money behind it. You know,
I do want to try again.
No, perfectly fair. Take your time. Take your time. It maybe not have been the right time. Flash just he sneaks in sometimes.
There's more books now. Let me read all those together, and then maybe it come together, and I'll be like, all right, this is good, actually. You know.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not giving him another chance.
But like, make sure. But also, the one last thing I wanted to highlight from the like DC solicits, we will be including the DC solicits in the show notes for folks to make sure they can go check out. But I did want to point out that we are getting a collected edition in July of all of the DC and Marvel collabs, including they're finally going to be printing the digital exclusive ones from the past 2 years, the Thor and Shazam and the Flash and Fantastic Four, as well as the Jeff and Aquaman one we just got, and the Supergirl and Blade one we just got, which that Supergirl and Blade one was funny. That one was really good. I like it made me want a Blade book back so bad, but it's like Blade and Supergirl together was a combination I didn't know I needed. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. But this is definitely gonna be fun for folks. Like that like if it's a hardcover, it's definitely going on my shelf. I'll definitely say that. That better be
I'm picking that up, whether it's soft, hard. I need it on the shelf there.
I'm at a point where like I unless it's the only way to buy something, I don't want a trade on my shelf. Like there's certain things right now. I just pre-ordered Ancestral Recall by Jordan Clark. Like I know that's probably not going to get a hardcover, so like that's probably that I have to buy that in soft like trade. But like, damn, would I love that in a hardcover? So it's like I have to just slide that on my shelf and be done.
It would look so nice on a hardcover book. Jesus,
yeah, like that Carrie Randolph variant they picked out for that cover. I'm like, yeah, bitch, that's some good shit right there. I need that right there. Blade and Supergirl like Cloak and Dagger. No. Like it was just straight up a digital exclusive Blade and Supergirl.
It's just a crossover.
Yeah.
Good crossover.
Now, since it was kind of brought up in chat, I've been loving seeing chat pop off. Shout out to what was it? Who said it? Joseph Ashley said, does it suck that Clayface got a movie before Static? And this brings up our main topic of the evening, because I have to put the Black comic community for filth, because I am so frustrated. So let's talk about it. So, damn it, Variety, I can't stand y'all. Fine, I'll let you have ads for 5 minutes. Anywho, it's gonna be more than 5 minutes. I'm about to go on a rant. So, it was announced on 2 days ago. Oh, was it two? Jesus Christ, that ad is ridiculous. Anyway, it was announced 2 days ago that well-known Black Panther writer / co-owner of Milestone Media, Reginald Hudlin, is going to be making a live-action TV series about the Phantom. For those who don't know, Phantom is a older superhero back from the 60s, 60s or 80s, I forget. But they are going to be like reworking it and doing some cool stuff with it, bringing it into a modern age and whatnot. He 90 years ago, so that's actually longer. Holy shit. So probably but they're going to be doing some new stuff with it. But at the end of the Variety article, there's one specific thing, because people like to clickbait and do stupid shit where they misconstrued something that was at the end of the article. Because if you know anything about press, if you know anything about news articles, they will be really good about trying to add some extra fluff to a piece, and they will give you background on a creative person who's involved in the project. They gave a little bit of like a paragraph portion about Reginald Hudlin, about the fact that he is one of the co-owners of Milestone Media. He's been working like at Marvel Comics previously, like I just said. But there was something that was announced at DC Fandom back in 2020, 6 years ago, that they were going to be working on a Milestone, like a Milestone animated movie and a Static Shock movie. People took this, what is it? One sentence. People took this one sentence and ran with it like they were fucking Charlie Bucket in fucking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, I gotta go to ticket. They ran across social media, Twitter, Instagram, like Gunverse did it. I was so mad at Gunverse for doing it. Like, all these motherfuckers were out here on like TikTok, Instagram. Everybody fell for the okie doke and read the headline and made so much clickbait out of this nonsense. And we're like, we're getting a Static movie. Even Cosmic fell for it. I saw Cosmic Collector made a video like, we're getting a Static movie with his white ass. I was like, what is wrong with you people? Y'all look so dumb right now. Y'all look like someone beat you with the stupid stick because y'all fell for the okie doke. What am I referring to? Because people are probably like, JP done lost it. This has been something that has been in the talking points since 2020, when they announced that Milestone Media was going to be returning with Milestone Returns. This has been something that has been in the cultural zeitgeist since 2019, 2020, when we were all on lockdown, and they had DC Fandom, a live event on YouTube where you saw Dennis Cowan and Reginald Hudlin be on a video screen and announce that Milestone was coming back, that you were getting an Icon and hardware. You were getting a brand that you were like you even had Doodoo play Mr. Terrific on like the Arrow, be on screen with them and announce that you're getting Icon and Rocket back, you're getting Hardware, you're getting Static, but also you're getting a Milestone animated movie and you're getting a Static Shock movie, live action movie. But for some reason, everybody fell for the okie doke apparently this past couple days and saw the headline of, oh, we're getting a Static movie. Bitch, this thing's been in development hell for 5-6 years. Y'all fell for the okie doke because this presentation is the reason why that one nice young lady went up to James Gunn during the Superman press junket and was like, hey, when are we getting a Static movie? And he went, about that. We're working on that. Yeah. And we ain't heard shit since. Because they're not worried about this. The minute that David Zaslav bought freaking WB, and merged it with Discovery, and they took over everything, they put Virgil on the back burner so bad that his ass is blacker than black. He is looking burnt. He is not going to be seen on a television screen or a movie screen except for on Tubi in less than 3 days. You ain't gonna see that man anywhere because finally Static Shock is coming to Tubi. But for some reason, all y'all thought y'all were gonna get a Static movie in the next 5 minutes. Oh my God, it's so great. Oh my God, it's so great. Now, don't get me wrong. It's nice to hope. It's nice to be excited. But this is what I be trying to tell y'all motherfuckers about. Do your research before you say dumb shit, because you, especially like different people like Cosmic or Fleaboy, all these different people that be out here in the streets, or even Gunverse did it. Like, y'all have so much influence in the streets, but y'all want to be out here saying goofy-ish, and now all your followers are spreading it around like we're getting a Static movie. No, you not. You ain't getting shit. Thoughts while I drink my weed.
One of the funniest things happened earlier this week is I had someone come up to me and they were like, oh, you do a podcast. You've been talking about the podcast at work and stuff like that. Did you hear about the Static movie that's coming out? And I had to look at him and I'm like, I heard about that back in 2016. And we were supposed to have, oh my gosh, what was his name? He did
Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, we were supposed to have Michael B. Jordan be Static. And 2020 me, I meant 2020, not 2016. 2020 me was jumping up and down in the room, so ecstatic. I was thinking this was going to be a new wave of Milestone happening, and then crickets, and then crickets, and then crickets, and then crickets. And I had to explain to this person that Static has a little bit of this thing called melanin, and DC's afraid of that right now. So the chances of me getting a Static is slim to none right now. I'm probably going to look like I'm old and gray and needing a cane by the time I see Static again on the big screen or on any screen that isn't having to replay something for poop.
Ooh, Tashi, your thoughts. That was pretty bold. Tashi, how you feeling?
I don't know. I have to agree with that last sentence a little bit because you're waiting for a long time for that. I will say I really, even though I'll be on the same side of the internet as y'all, I don't be on the same side of the internet as y'all because I ain't seen nobody even talking about it.
Man, it's been a lot of motherfuckers talking about this. It's been a lot of motherfuckers talking about this.
I will say it's doing clickbait though. Do it right and make sure to give a disclaimer because I'm not gonna lie, I clickbaited on an episode of my podcast on a Vixen movie, but at the beginning I said this is a rumor. There is nothing confirmed. I just want to talk about Vixen.
Man, it makes me so sad because I saw so many people falling for the okie doke, and someone even DM'd me and was like, "Hey, are you going to talk about this?" And I'm like, I'm not even going to devote a whole video to it. Like, I might cut this up a little bit and make a video about it on like on TikTok or whatever. But I just did not care. I watched so many individuals fall for the okie doke. And I was just like, I'm not gonna give it much focus because, like, don't get me wrong, there's going to come a point where I sit down on this show and talk to someone like Dennis Cowan and Reginald Hudlin, and we talk about this and talk about the history of this stuff. Like, I wouldn't have these compendiums on my shelf over here. B wouldn't be bench pressing the motherfuckers. Like, I wouldn't have this poster behind me if I didn't care about Milestone. The day will come when Static is back in the spotlight and Hardware and Icon and Rocket and the Blood Syndicate are back in the spotlight. But that day ain't right now. So when I see all y'all falling for the okie doke, I just sat there like, y'all really liking that snake oil right there. Y'all really just drinking that shit up and just putting it on top of your bald head. Like, my bald head is staying bald, but y'all looking bald and greasy, hoping your hair gonna grow. Like, y'all looking really rough.
The craziest thing is when you see news like that just randomly mentioned or by somebody, the first thing I do is go to Google. Like, oh, they said what? Hold on. Shoot, even when we started and y'all were talking about Xenoverse, I was like, you lying? And I literally Googled it. Because I was like, ain't no way that we didn't hear about this. We've been with Xenoverse since the first one and didn't hear about this. And I Googled and I said, well, nope, there it is right there. There's the trailer. There's all of it. Okay.
It just it makes me sad because I didn't want to have to be this guy. I feel like I'm constantly having to be that guy that walks in the room and wakes everybody up. But like, genuinely, there were so many individuals that were falling for the okie doke. And it makes me so mad, man. It makes me so mad because I want this just as much as the rest of y'all. Like, I was the one that sat up here with Joseph and we talked about how we really wanted, we really wanted to get support behind the Dakota incident. We really wanted to make sure that it kept going and that we got more Milestone content. But I hate the idea that so many individuals just fell for the okie doke. Like, it makes me wonder if people are paying attention, if people are actually trying to pay attention and know about what's going on. Because if you don't, you're never going to learn, you're never going to understand. And it just makes me sad because I really want y'all to understand. I really want y'all to know what's up because that way you understand the industry. But I just don't know. I just don't know like what more that I have to do because there was even some people that were being real motherfucking lazy about this shit with Godhood and Rippaverse and whatnot, who were like, are you telling me that I have to go out of my way to research every creator before I buy a book? No, thank you. And I'm like, what? What? Like, you gonna spend
too far to try to make points so that they could have a longer video because they need the longer video to make the money.
That's it. That's it right there. And it's crazy to me because a perfect example that I had for somebody who said this to me, like someone like had a private conversation with me about this. They're like, do you expect me to research every person before I buy something? Like that way I know it's legit. And I'm gonna take a shot across the aisle to a different fandom since it's WrestleMania weekend. Since TKO wants to keep shoving the Hulk Hogan documentary down everybody's throat instead of actually showing lengthy matches. I straight up told the person, I was like, so you know Hulk Hogan, right? You know how he voted for Trump and he's super vocal about his support for Trump. And when Bud Light did that collab with that trans woman or whatever, like he wanted to make his own beer and called it Real American Beer. And then it got to the point where his ass in his last wrestling appearance on Monday Night Raw, he got booed out of the entire stadium. And like when he tried to advertise his Real American Beer, and now you don't see Real American Beer anywhere on advertising on wrestling anymore. Yeah, none of the people who booed him are gonna buy Real American Beer because they know what he's affiliated with. They have done enough research to be like they are not going to buy something that is being in support of oppression. So if you are going to put money towards a Kickstarter or go on someone's website and buy something, maybe you should do a little bit of research before you do that. Or in the cases of some people who have purchased that stuff, like some people who have been in my comments who have been like, dang, I'm mad that I bought this. I wish I would have known about that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have supported it. That's a better way to go about that. Exactly. If you just didn't know, it's like, I'm not mad at you for just not knowing, but especially if you bought the shit and then you kept supporting them, that makes you look real suspect. But it's just, it's the same thing with the clickbait, where it's just like people need to do their research before they just fall for the okie doke. And too many people fell for the okie doke this weekend, and I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But Toshi said it too. She did it. Even if you trust the people that you're getting your information from, it's always good to do your own research and just to do a quick Google search, because Google's going to throw everything that just happened in the last 35 minutes into your face, and then you can parse through that and be like, okay, this seems to be real. This doesn't seem to be real. Like there's ways you can go about it, especially when it comes to comic books and movies and TV shows. All of that stuff is a little more concrete when companies want to give that information out, But like, come on, guys, you can't get hoodwinked so easily like this. This is one of those things that you could have just sat there and been like, I'll believe it when I see it. I heard this news forever ago,
When DC announces this, or when somebody actually associated with Miles, then maybe I'll perk an eyebrow up and be like, huh? But
yeah, that's a great way to put it. And like Cody even said in chat, this plausible deniability era needs to end. People know what they're doing out here. They just can't deal with it. It becomes unpopular. And that's the thing too, is that like people want to live in a world where their favorite nerd culture things are just like escapism. They don't want to actually think about things that like that could be problematic. But here's the thing. I know it sucks to really hear this on a demonstrable level, and I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. I'm gonna hold it between two like Clorox wipes while I do it real quick. But here's something that you need to know: comic books have always been political.
Always.
If someone lies to you and tries to say not that kind of political, that means they're probably a bigot. Because what they really mean is that they want to go back to the days when it was just white people in comic books, or the marginalized characters they saw were just tokens. They want to go back to the days when we were big lip Negroes who just were sidekicks and shit like that. They want to go back to the days when Ebony White was walking around with the spirit and shit. Like if they say not that kind of politics, they mean that like they on some bigot shit.
Makes them look bad.
Exactly.
They don't mind punching Nazis when those Nazis are from Germany. But they don't like punching Nazis when those Nazis are home.
Or even Cody said it right here, where it's like stories have always been political. Charles Dickens and Shakespeare were very political. That's the thing, is that you can enjoy things as escapism. But last time I checked, the X-Men were still being discriminated against on a daily basis in the comic books. There's like last time I checked, there's still a lot of individuals that want to go back to the days when Superman said truth, justice, and the American way. But even then, back when he was made to say that was during an era of the Comics Code Authority, where the Comics Code Authority literally put it in law that Superman was going to respect public offices and cops and whatnot, or just superheroes in general had to respect law officers and politicians and whatnot. Because if you go back and read the ethics code of the Comics Code Authority, they straight up said that there couldn't be any homosexuals, there couldn't be any vampirism or werewolfism or horror, the women couldn't be powerful, that that Superman needed to respect law officers and whatnot. Because back in the day, before the Comics Code, Superman didn't give a fuck. Superman would roll up on anybody and say, "You're breaking the law. I'm throwing you down." Like people forget about that. But back when Siegel and Schuster was writing them stories, and DC was just happy about the money coming in, Superman would run up in any corporate fat cat's office and be like, "You doing some hooliganism." But now it's truth, justice, and the American way. You want to run around where it's the American way and whatnot. But and they all got mad when it changed to True Justice and a Better Tomorrow. But it's like that's how it was before the Comics Code. Y'all want to get real mad, and it's like Superman used to be real clean with it. He used to be grabbing the people. Like Siegel and Schuster were two Jewish boys from Cleveland. They know about oppression. So when y'all want to say goofy-ish, it just cracks me up when y'all want to be like, "Oh, comics aren't political. Superman used to be about American politics and whatnot." I'm like, okay.
The biggest problem is people don't realize everything is freaking political, especially fiction. Your comics, your anime, your books, all of it. It's all political. You just choose to ignore it.
That's the title of the episode. You chose to ignore it. You just hit it on the head, Tashi. Ooh, you chose to ignore it.
I love that.
Tonight.
I just have to throw my 2 cents in. We just had Superman Day. And for the people who don't know, there's a Superman #1 facsimile that's out there now. You can go back and read that and actually see how Superman acts in those issues because they're good. They're really good. He'd be jumping into political things immediately issue 1. And that's how Milestone was. That's how a lot of the best comic books are. Like everybody who raves about Civil War starts off with politics, starts off with all these political matters in which we go, oh, I don't want to hear about that today. But yet I want to go back and look at Tony Stark's first movie when he's selling guns to another nation, you know?
The Civil War was based on the Patriot Act. That's what's so funny about that. Is like people want to say that like comics aren't political. Civil War was based on the Patriot Act. Like Tony Stark was the OG ICE. He was throwing his own kind in the negative zone. Like that's what's so funny about that.
See, now everyone, because they don't read comics, they only know Tony from the MCU, who's a kind of charismatic dude, and don't realize that he was an asshole and everyone hated him, readers and other characters alike.
That's why it was so funny when when Civil War came around and everyone was like, oh my God, what side are you going to choose, Superman or Batman, yada, yada. I'm like, brother, not Superman, Batman, Iron Man or Captain America. And I'm like, brother, if you knew Tony Stark from Civil War, like the OG Civil War, you wouldn't roll with that man. You wouldn't say nothing to that man. You'd be right. You like my favorite line from Civil War. I should have put Civil War up on the screen, but my favorite line from Civil War, I think it was like either Civil War 3 or 4. There's this moment where a Daredevil's getting taken into the prison in the negative zone, and he hands Tony a silver $1, and Tony's like, what is this? And he's like, that's 31 pieces of silver for you, Judas. And I was like, damn.
Civil War was for the longest my favorite comic book event until House of M happened, but I'm biased because I'm an X-Men fan. So but was my favorite event for so long because that shit was crazy. Like, I don't understand. And it's like people who say Superman is boring. That's how I know you never read those old Superman comics. Because that's the stuff where you want to be like, oh man, he doing some shit. Comics Code Authority did mess up so much for comics, but we got some decent stuff out of it.
Very, very few. And it's crazy too, because it breaks my heart because Frederick Wortham as a person, it wasn't actually a bad person. When you really think about it, he was just an old-timey white dude who didn't know better about certain things. He was raised in a certain time period. But truth be told, Frederick Wortham cared about Black kids a lot. Like, Frederick Wortham did a lot of good for Black children from who were being incarcerated. But he still caused one of the most detrimental periods in comic books. If you go back and read about Frederick Wortham, he wrote Seduction of the Innocent, but when you actually look at the rest of his career, he did a lot of great things for Black youth. But at the same time, it's like, damn, you almost ruined comic books. So it's just oh Lord. But it's just also Cody, who was it? Joseph said in chat, I'm new to this channel. I'm glad I found it. Bro, we're glad you're here. Welcome. Like we say at the beginning and end of every episode, make sure that you follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. The show goes up on Tuesdays for people to watch the edited version. We cut out the pre-show because we go live at 6. We start the show around 6:15. That way people can come in and get ready for it and whatnot. Or Cody even said in chat just now, Darwin Cook, Justice League New Frontier. New Frontier is hella political, and it's
I go in my boxes and pull out some of my old comics and start and reread some stuff right now because
I'm about to get back to doing those things that I used to do where it was comics are political, because there's a lot of motherfuckers that be out in the streets who try to be selective about that and be like, oh, not that kind of politics. It's no, if you say not that kind of politics, you're probably just a bigot who thinks you're slick. but in reality, you're not slick, and it's just funny that you think you are.
Yeah, I'm ready to make some people mad with some videos I got coming up. So that's
I just it's hilarious to me how motherfuckers be. I just wanted to do one fun joke real quick. So there was somebody on Twitter that posted a funny thing where they said, "Show me the worst comic book you've ever read." And this was my response. I highlighted Marvel Max's Cage by Brian Azzarello.
Hold up. What's with the game? What's with the title and the name on the grid? What?
And B-Rex, I want you to know this. That's not even the worst thing about this book. like you can tell by Tashi's face, she's trying to hold it in because she knows. Like this book, when I show you panels of this off stream, you're gonna be like, "Oh boy!" But people will try to say this. Like it's funny too because when you look at the replies of this post, there were certain people who were like, "Oh, Clone Conspiracy was such a bad book," or "Ultimatum was such a bad book," or this Spider-Man event, or New Avengers, or Nightwing when he was Rick Grayson, and yada yada. Like those are such bad books.
Hell.
And it's like, don't get me wrong, those are bad moments in comic books. Like you're highlighting some pretty interesting moments here in comic books. But like, I'll even admit, Ultimatum's up there. I'll give you that. Like,
I was like, Ultimatum's kind of bad, but you know what? I can get through it.
You know, like I can kind of get through seeing Jan Van Dyne be eaten by the Blob. I can turn the page on that and not be too upset. Like
I won't lie, I paused the first time I read that, but like I got through the book and I wasn't like mad. I was just like, okay, well, that was a storyline.
But this,
pretty sure I own it.
I've paused on this like I'm not, when I tell you B-Rex, I'm not even through issue 1 of this book. I like dead ass. Like what's even funnier about this is this isn't even available on Marvel Unlimited. That's how bad this book is. Is that it's not even available on Marvel Unlimited. That's how offensive this book is. Like I had like this is one of the few times that I will openly say I had to bootleg something for like to get a hold of this because I'm not spending my money on this. I saw it on eBay and was like, should I? And I'm like, no, we ain't gonna do it. Like this is bad. This is bad.
You know, sadly though, I have read worse comics, but I don't like to shit on indie creators, so I don't talk about them.
That's fair. Like when it comes to Marvel or like the big two, this is probably one of the worst things I've ever read. I'm not even like this is like a 6-issue mini or like a 4 or 5 issue mini, and I'm still not through issue 1. It's so bad. So
does this count in their like continuity of like this counts in issues to be like you have to read this if you need to read everything Luke Cage
so
related?
You can skip this. You can skip. To my knowledge, I think from what I'm understanding, this is not going to be included in the rest of the Luke Cage omnibuses. So because like even the recent Luke Cage omnibus we got, I think it stops before this because this came out in 2002. This was and like for and Joseph actually said in chat, was this when Marvel tried to be more I think he meant hip hop. But no, this was during an era during Marvel Max. Marvel Max was during a time where Marvel was trying to be edgy. It was like their version of Red Band before they actually invented Red Band, where they were trying to be risque. They were trying to be like cutting edge and be hip because there was a bunch of different Max titles for a while. There was some Punisher Max. There was some Deadpool Max. There was an Ant-Man Max, which is that was canceled. There was a Black Widow one. There was a Blade one. Like there was a few different Marvel Max.
I read the Deadpool and one other one, and then I guess I read this. I don't know if it counts if you don't finish it.
I mean, it counts because I don't know if I'm ever going to finish this damn thing.
Okay, well then it counts. But yeah, I was like, I don't really like this era. This is stupid, and this feels like a try hard bunch of books. So I'm just not.
It's rough. It's rough out here.
See, like I like the idea of him being in like one of the Red Band books to where he's just beating people to a pulp kind of thing. Like I like that premise, But whatever this cover is not that.
It's such a stereotype.
It's bad. Like B-Rex. Like, you know about how you know how in that all Negro comics trade they talked about like Sambo and stuff like that. When I tell you,
I was cringing at that. I was having to grin in my teeth.
This is 2000 Sambo. You gonna be like, oh no. Like,
oh, no.
like this is like a white man thought he could write Spike Lee joints. Is what this is.
Ooh.
Like this is bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, Tashi's like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh no!
Like,
I will read the MJ Lois Lane book again.
Yes.
Maybe.
Like, I would rather read that again before reading this.
Oh no!
And you know what? I was like, this is written by a man who's never spoke to a woman in his life. So like,
like me, I'm gonna put one panel in the Discord, and that's all you get for now. That's all you get for now.
Oh God, which panel? I knew it would be that one.
What?
I knew it was going to be.
Oh God.
He said, I'm gonna put one panel in. I was like, I know exactly what panel it's gonna be.
Why not say something to get this taken down? Why is this fool in a gentleman's club and like the do-rag, the chains, the lady entertaining the men upside down? Like
oh God. Oh God. I had to wait. This is a Luke Cage Pose novel book coming out in July by S.A. Cosby. Oh Lord, I felt the need to touch on that. So hopefully, folks, I just broke B-Rex's brain for the end of the show, but I'll give B a minute to compose himself. Tashi, what books are on your pull list for next week?
Yeah. No. If we can get to the shop, I would like to go ahead and get the rest of my absolute stuff while I can. If I can go ahead and get it, and then finish up, get the rest of my temporal, because I need to actually grab the rest of that. As of right now, that's all I have. That's all I have the possible funds for.
Okay, fair enough. That was valid. For me next week, all I have is I'll even put it on one screen to give the B's eyes a break. All I have is Exquisite Corpses number 12. It is the penultimate issue of Exquisite Corpses. If you are not reading Exquisite Corpses by James Tynion IV, you need to hop on board. We are almost to the end of season 1. We are going to be getting a season 2. We are getting 4 different spin-off books to build the world even more. We are getting a Rascal Randy book, a Lone Gunman book, and one other one, a Fox Mask Killer book, and then we're getting a anthology book about everybody else, from what I'm aware of. It's like the anthology book going to be a one shot, and then we get
children. I need to get the new. So the few books, something is killing the children.
Okay, but yeah, 6 tickets has been great. And then I do also have. I want to put folks on game for one other book, Planet Atmos Exordium. This book, I loved the premise when I read it. It looks really cool. I put it on my pull list immediately. I think Mad Cave has been publishing some really good stuff, and more people need to be paying attention to Mad Cave. They're the ones who did Florida cocaine not hip hop. Jesus Christ, hippopotamus massacre. If you ain't see that shit, where the fuck is it?
Yep, they have an issue coming out this week. That one's on my pull list. What is it? It's issue 3, the Florida hippopotamus cocaine massacre.
Oh, is that this week? Oh
yep,
shit.
Yep.
Where is it? Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, Florida hippopotamus cocaine massacre. If you ain't hip to this book is weird. There's some great stuff out here in the streets.
Also, I think we're getting the Marvel's version of Spider-Man and Superman next week too, aren't we?
Are we? Is that next week? Oh yeah, that is coming out this week. Yeah, that is coming out. Superman and Spider-Man. I thought I put this on my pull. I thought I put the Sanford Green cover. Watch them tell me the Sanford. Oh no, I had the Sarah Pachilli cover. What the fuck? Oh no, it is on there. Well, I don't know why I didn't show it. It's probably because it's a variant. Probably that's why I probably didn't show me.
That is going to be the one I'm picking up right there.
Because it's the Pachilli cover. Of course, I'm getting the Pachilli cover. You bastards. It has Miles on it. The Scotty Young variant looks freaking hilarious.
I think I picked up the Scotty Young for DC's version, so I got to pick up, or DC's version of the Scotty Young version, so I'm picking up Scotty Young's version so I can actually have the actual version.
I almost got this because they had Miles and John on it, but I was like, I'm good. That's a 1 in 50. My shop might not get a 1 in 50.
Miles deserves to be up there with Superman.
I'm still mad about this. And I'm about to be keeping an eye on the website for this because it's going to be a Sanford Green Felix comic art website exclusive. I'm gonna get this, damn it. It's gonna be mine. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way like Drake and Josh. I'm like, it's gonna happen, damn it. Like, this is gonna be mine. I'll kill Todd.
You know I'm gonna sneak in and I'm just gonna get one of those, right?
Man, no, because B's been having too good a luck on eBay lately. Like,
every time he took a picture in the Discord, I'm just like, sir, excuse me.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You can't see it, but I finally got my first CGC book back there. I got Blade Crescent City Blues in the mail this past week. But I'm real selective about my comic hunting on eBay. I've been getting more omnibuses on eBay as of late. So, and that's the thing too, Joseph. He asked, they haven't had a Miles Static crossover yet. We had a Static Kamala Khan crossover last year, which, don't get me wrong, I thought that was adorable. I thought Dennis Cowan and G. Willow Wilson gonna do their thing was adorable, but it screams to me missed opportunity in the worst ways. Like, y'all really couldn't put Miles and Virgil together for one book. Like, do you know what I would pay to have either Dennis Cowan or Nicholas Draper Ivey draw
$25 comic book for me, right?
I don't think they do.
Like, do you know how much money that is? You can literally, the culture would pay however much money you would ask them for a Static and Miles Morales crossover. Like, you could have Nick draw it. I feel like Nicholas Draper Ivey has kind of said he's done with the big two for a while, but Nick would pull up with bells on to draw that shit. Nick would pull up with bells on to draw that book. Freaking Dennis would do it in a heartbeat. Sanford Green would do covers. Every black person you ask would pull up for that occasion. So I don't understand why they would do that. I can't understand why they would do that, but that's just Miles. Miles is the crossover. Peter plus Virgil. Stop that. But it don't make no sense. But look, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show, folks. Don't forget that you can follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Audible. All those great places. Make sure that you rate and review the show on Spotify and Apple. It helps boost us in the algorithm. Make sure that you do that. It helps a lot. To the person who rated us 3 out of 5 stars on Apple, I will find you. B-Rex, now that you've been amply traumatized, what are your closing statements for this episode of Comics Unmasked?
Remember, people, it is not the year of 2002, and we can do better. We can always do better, and especially in current times, make sure you touch grass and do better. Give your neighbors a hug, give them a wave, ask them how their day's doing. Even though they may be a little weird, we need to have a sense of community out there sometimes because things be going crazy out there. That's why we have our comic book community here. You can come here and talk to us, but remember, there's a life outside, and we got to deal with it sometimes. So stay positive, touch grass. That's the best I can do because I've been traumatized this podcast.
Tashi, what do you want to leave the people with now that we've effectively traumatized B for this episode?
I'm so sorry, B. So sorry.
I'm not.
Yeah, well, when you're finished touching grass, go inside and anything you think go ahead and Google it right quick. Just do some research. Make sure you know what you're talking about before you start putting it on the internet and spreading misinformation. Yeah. All those good things. All good things.
Fair enough. for me, I just want to conclude with, folks, it is 2026. Please, for the love of God, stop just listening to whatever people put on the internet. The reason why I say that is because I've put out several videos over the past few days talking about different topics, whether it be the fact that Luke Cage hasn't had an ongoing and God knows how long, or the fact that he's been mayor for 5 years and only have like one mini series in continuity, the fact that Marvel has just hit 80 days without an ongoing, or DC's at 1160 as of the recording of this episode. And so many individuals are so quick to be like, what about Storm? What about Storm? What about Storm? What about Storm? Hey, Storm is a 5-issue miniseries. If you actually did your research, you know that. Or the fact that I've told so many individuals that despite what Marewa Ayodele has put on Twitter and told people it was ongoing, I asked him publicly, hey, you're saying this is an ongoing, but Marvel is saying this is a miniseries. Can you explain? And he said Marvel won't give him a straight answer. I love Merwewa. I think he is amazing. I love his indie work, but he is getting played like a fool at Marvel, and y'all aren't paying attention to the okie doke. Same thing with the contrarians, or just the individuals that don't know better, who are always like, what about Absolute Green Lantern? What about Absolute Green Lantern? What about Absolute Green Lantern? Do you know that because of the individuals who are constantly like, what about Absolute Green Lantern in my comment sections about DC So White, I have been pulling Absolute Green Lantern, but I am totally alienated from that book because y'all have ruined the experience for me, because I'm trying to support the only Black ongoing at DC, but it's outside of continuity. I'm trying to fight and raise awareness and let y'all know that y'all need to help me fix this issue at DC. But y'all keep falling for the okie doke and don't do your research and keep pulling up in motherfuckers' comment section saying stupid shit. And it's to the point to where I don't even want to read the damn book. And it's frustrating. So, and the same thing with this static shit that everyone fell for the okie doke the past couple days for. It is so frustrating watching people fall for the okie doke, where it's like y'all read one headline and started spinning around in circles like you're Virgil and being so excited that he's back on top. No, he ain't. Virgil is struggling right now. Like we are hoping and praying that Virgil can get an ongoing, but then we have the editor of one of the editors of DC right now hinting that he might be coming to the Titans book, and I'm like, no, he needs his own ongoing. Don't put him back on the Titans. Damn it. It's frustrating. So it's just, please do your research. Please be educated. I feel like Pleakley from fucking Lilo and Stitch. Educate yourselves. Like, do better, damn it. It's just sad. It's just sad watching things go down like that. Tashi, what was the line? That way I don't have to go back and edit the whole episode. What was the line that you said?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'll go back and get it. It's fine.
See, I can do it during my edits.
It's no big deal. But folks, make sure that you follow the podcast. We will be back next week for episode 43. We will be officially longer than any Miles Morales ongoing. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.